Hey everyone, thank you for waiting. We are here to talk about the Marvels, the latest Marvel film that has hit theaters. We're going to talk about the good, the bad. Do we love it? Do we hate it? And we're going to talk about the future of Marvel. But before we get into the discussion for today, I have two of my favorite people in the whole wide world who took time out of their evening to come chat with me. So, first and foremost, the person who lets me bother her every single day on the phone, who gives the most amazing reviews, who does some amazing panels. Kristen Maldonado, who also has a YouTube channel by the same title and also runs the website popcultureplanet.net. What is up, Kristen?
Hey, girl. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to talk about the Marvels. So I'm excited. Let's do this.
Let's do it. We have one more person, another fave of mine's. Okay, like fate brought us together in the Batman by randomly sitting next to each other for 3.5 hours without knowing it. But I'm so happy that I met this person. It is Elliot from Movie Files. What is up, Elliot?
Hey. Yo. What's up, everyone? How we doing?
Woo!
The Marvels, y'all. The Marvels.
Marvels.
It's gonna be fun.
We got our own awesome Marvels team right here.
Yeah.
So the Marvels this is like the last film that we're gonna get for a minute. Not until July of next year, and then we only have one movie for 2024, which I think a lot of people have been asking for. So I think that, me personally, I believe that this is a good thing. How do you two feel about Marvel taking a break and only giving us one movie for next year?
I think this is what we need. I think this is what we need. There's been too much. It's been overwhelming. It's a lot to keep up with. And I feel like maybe that will make it even more of an event. When there's 5 movies in 1 year, you start losing the excitement a little bit. So what about you, Elliot?
100%. We need to get back to that. Being excited, anticipation, theorizing, speculating, and building a momentum of getting excited for these films. So even though we're not going to get a film, we're going to get, I think, 2 shows next year with Agatha and Echo, and it might be one more in the mix. But yes, I think that this is a happy accident for Marvel that they had to push back some projects, even though I'm still upset about Blade. But I think it's going to be a happy accident that we're going to have a year off with Deadpool. And I think that's the one that's going to maybe get everyone back in the good folds of Marvel with the movie next year.
I still say abolish all Disney Plus shows, but that's just me. Abolish them all.
Have you seen Loki? After Loki, I don't know, Sharona. They coming with that fire.
I have to fly to LA this week.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna watch Loki. Now, I wasn't the biggest fan of first season. I didn't hate it, but I just felt like nothing happened. And if I hear about the multiverse one more time and no one explains anything, I'm gonna scream. So y'all been hyping this up like real bad. So I just really hope.
Look, I'm just saying, Chris, did you see Loki? Did you watch?
I did not.
Y'all missing out on some good stuff, y'all. I'm telling you, Loki coming with it. He coming.
Okay, we're gonna see, because the verdict is going to be in on Thursday after I take this flight and finish binging the entire season. But yeah, I definitely want to abolish all Disney Plus TV shows, unless they're going to actually delve into character development. But yeah, before we even get into the state of Marvel, what we feel like Marvel needs to do, let's just get first reactions. We've all seen the Marvels. It has been crazy this past week with the reactions, with the box office, with the false narratives. Like, Elliot, how did you feel when you walked out of the Marvels?
I know it's a bad word to use in these comic book realms, but I had I had fun. I really did. I think, you say that word and everyone think it's like, they completely dismiss your opinion on it. But no, I had fun with the film. I think we've kind of forgot that not every film has to be catastrophic, world-ending, in-game levels of excitement and all that different stuff. Sometimes you just have a fun time with some really cool characters, which I do love. Some Monica Rambeau, Miss Marvel, and Captain Marvel itself. Brie Larson was able to, have some personality with this time around with some great characters. So walking out, I had a good time. I'm really intrigued to see what Marvel does with Nia DaCosta, because even though I feel like some shortcomings in the script and some things that didn't totally work out for me, I love Nia DaCosta, and I think that she has a great eye for handling these type of IPs and this type of in the genre. So I have fun with it, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna stunt. I had a good time. I had a fun time. Not everything worked. It wasn't perfect by any means, but I walked out of it much more on like had more fun with this one than I did the original one. And even some of the more recent MCU projects like Love and Thunder, Quantumania. This was a film that I was smiling from ear to ear for most of it. There's a couple scenes I'm like, what the hell are we doing? But for the most part, I had a good time.
Kristen, how about you?
I really like the Marvels. It's funny because if you liked it, everyone hates on you, and if you didn't like it, everybody hates on you. So there's really no winning. So you just gotta, speak your truth. I had so much fun. I love those like weird, goofy things that they add in from the comic books. Like this is a spoiler review, right?
Yeah.
like Captain Marvel being a princess, and going to a planet where they sing, and the flirkins everywhere. Like those are the goofy things that like were in the comic books that you're like, wait, what? And I just think they're so funny. And those are the kind of Marvel projects that attract me. It's cool when they dive into all like the deep superhero stuff, but also I just like when they're goofy and weird, and that's what this was to me. And Miss Marvel is my favorite character out of all of the recent new heroes we've been getting introduced to, and I thought that she really like owned this. Like she was a standout to me in this film, and I was just having a great time laughing. Like I was surprised because I was not excited for this. Like you mentioned, like Quantumania, I didn't like that movie. So to go into this and it being such a refreshing, like goofy movie, I was like, this is great. This is exactly what I enjoy.
Yeah, for me, and thank you, Steven, to the 2 super chats. And I'm actually going to agree with Steven. When I watched the Marvels, I liked the first half. I was very underwhelmed by the second half. Like after we leave the singing planet, I think it just kind of went downhill for me. But the main issues that I have is from a writing standpoint. It's because there's no real third act. It's a poorly written villain. There's a lot of great character arcs that are set up between all 3 of our main heroes, and we just do nothing with them. Like it's just like quick 2-second resolutions that doesn't make sense. So I think one of the biggest things for the Marvels is I think that if you enjoyed Miss Marvel, I think that it's really fun. And honestly, I would have actually preferred for this just to be a Miss Marvel movie, because like I just felt like she was the best part of that film. And I think one of the things that Marvel has continued to do and is now relying on the Disney Plus shows to do it is we don't have real character development for any of our characters anymore.
Yeah.
If you think about it, the only 2 characters that have been fleshed out since Endgame is Loki and Ms. Marvel.
And you know what? If you didn't watch those shows, though, you have no idea who Miss Marvel is going into this.
It's required watch.
You needed to do a lot of kind of research going in, or a lot of watching ahead of time before you watch this movie. I feel like
you have done research, because we still don't have backstory on Monica. Remember, Monica was gone in a blip, and we don't know. She was a little girl when we saw her in Captain Marvel, and she was grown when we found her in WandaVision. So we haven't really had character development. Like, let's talk about how she felt losing her mother, losing her aunt, like all at the same time and not realizing it. So I just think that I feel like an issue that Marvel does is what we loved about the first 3 phases of Marvel is everything happened for a reason. It was like every little moment that happened, it like you remember those moments in Endgame. And right now, I feel like they're not taking the time to tell the story. They're just trying to rush to the next like Avengers crossover. And it just doesn't make sense. Like you don't know enough about these characters to do a movie, because we still don't know. When have we seen Carol? Carol just comes in, beats up Thanos, and she disappears. Like we haven't seen her since Endgame.
She popped up in Shang-Chi, but that was post credit scene
Like but I'm saying like
properly. Yeah.
So there's nothing that really happened with her since the first Captain Marvel, but we're already at the Marvels now. Feels like we're a couple of things in between that.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think that you're definitely right, where a lot of the times it feels like whatever movie we're watching or even the shows is just being set up to get to whatever the next thing is, but then they don't give us that thing. They just give us another setup. So I do think, though, that I felt like we got to have fun with the girls in this movie versus it only just being setting up things. Whereas I felt like Quantumania, I was like, what was the point of that movie? That was
completely pointless.
So I think they definitely, like you, I agree with you though, Sharana, that they're not giving us enough character development. And even the stories where they are introducing us to people like Miss Marvel and whatnot in her show, I felt like you needed like at least 2 or 3 more episodes of like, what are we landing on here? Like, we introduced her and then nothing happens, and then now we're in the Marvel's movie, So I think the shows, as much as like I've enjoyed some of them, like they don't really land with anything or give us like a resolution of like we really know these characters now. It's like they kind of get cut off.
Character development hasn't been on the priority list for Marvel for most of Phase 4. That's why I think a lot of us haven't really, besides like a Miss Marvel, or even I know some people mentioned Shang-Chi in the chat. There's far and in between characters that we really can gravitate towards and really latch onto and get excited for, because they feel like, as Christian and also Sharana, like you mentioned, they feel like they're more so worried about like, okay, let's just give them a complication, let's set up their powers, let's have a costume by the end of it, and let's just move on to the next story. Versus again, phases 1, 2, and 3, we spend time with Tony and Cap and obviously the other Avengers to really kind of root for them and understand them and stuff of that nature. Really haven't gotten that much. And I think this film really isn't, which is unfortunate, it's not really too concerned about developing the characters, more so than developing the chemistry of the three, their power sets, their struggles, and what they're trying to overcome, versus like really sitting down and having conversations. So that is a shortcoming of this film, is there is a huge lack of development. And also some moments feel like it was missing, like scenes felt like they were literally missing from the movie throughout.
Missing. The movie is way too short. Like I said, there's no third act. Like, we went from 0 to 100 and it was like the end. And I was like, she got the bangles, she did, the movie over. Like
this is bad, but I feel like some of it is like there's so much to know ahead of time getting into this movie that I was like, did I just forget about stuff? Maybe I did. I don't know. That's kind of what I chalked it up to. Like, but maybe it's just they didn't include certain things that like would have beefed up the story more and could have been another 30 minutes added on, and it still wouldn't have felt like too long of a movie.
Yeah, I mean, Trey F. Kennedy, thank you for the super chat, says Rogue should have been introduced as the villain. I thought that actually, now, had I felt they developed Carol more than what they have between her 2 movies and Endgame, I think that would be great. For those of you that don't know, in the comics, Carol comes into contact with the X-Men, and Rogue like mistakenly takes Carol's powers, and she just doesn't have powers for like a while, and she's just kind of chilling and hanging with the X-Men until they figure all of that out. So I do understand the tie-in to X-Men, and I would really love to see Rogue be introduced, but I still don't think that we've done enough with Carol as a character. And especially, is she the most powerful, or is it Wanda at this point?
It's like everybody that we're introduced to, they're like, it's the new most powerful person in the Marvel Cinematic.
If you all have seen Secret Invasion, I think we know who the most powerful character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is, and that's Gaia, who's played by Emilia Clarke. I don't know have you guys seen the ending of Secret Invasion?
So you could just go ahead and tell.
Well, spoiler alert. Long story short, the main villain, Nick Fury, gathered up all the Marvel's blood samples from Endgame and put it in a little test tube. And the main villain in the show, played by Benedict Kingsley, he got the vial, and it gives you literally all the powers from Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, the children of Thanos himself, she injected herself with it, and she literally has all the powers of all the main powerful people in the MCU, and she's just walking around like a nuclear bomb in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So she is by far the most powerful
Is this
character in
the first
Marvel.
time that we've been introduced to this character?
Yeah. Well, technically, she was Talos's daughter, and we met her in Captain Marvel as a little kid, which would have been a nice little tie-up to have Monica and her see each other again because they were friends when they were kids. But yeah, no, we technically met Gaia, but Gaia is easily the most powerful character in the MCU, which was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
You see, so like this stuff though, it's like that was in a show that I have to have watched out of all the 100 of other Marvel shows. And so I don't even know who that character is now, you know, and like I don't know. Like I try to watch as much as I can, but there's just too much. So I'm like, I just feel like it becomes to the point where like something like that's like a big reveal should be in a movie where like we're gonna go see, right? Like if that's like a huge thing that's gonna be like affecting the Marvel world.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it becomes difficult. Like I think it made more sense when like Netflix was doing Marvel shows and they were like not connected to anything, and it's like, okay, like you can follow this world or you can follow what's going on in the movies, but once you've combined them now, it's like there's too much to watch. I didn't even know Secret Avengers actually came out.
Also too, Rodney has a good point. Like we've only had one Captain Marvel movie, and it was in the Infinity Saga. And like if you think about that, we had like 3 Iron Mans, 3 Captain America movies. We had 2 Thor movies. Did Ragnarok come out before Endgame?
Yeah, Ragnarok came out in 2017.
So you had like 3 of like all these movies,
right,
before we even made it to Infinity War and Endgame. So I guess like it's clear that there's no vision. And I just really hate that for this movie because it's really a poor timing. I think people are just done with Marvel. And I really hate that they dumped this movie because they did dump this movie. Because honestly, I would have rather watched something like this after Wakanda Forever. Like, you depressed me, now lift me up, okay? Because I need to pick me up. But none of it fits. I'm just like, we done got 3 different versions of Nick Fury. I don't know where this falls within the actual timeline of films because, like, Fury looks totally different. So this had to have taken place before Secret Invasion.
This is actually after Secret Invasion. Because at the end of Secret Invasion, he goes off to space to deal with the peace treaty that they had like 2 seconds of in the Marvel. So this is after Secret Invasion. But once you see Secret Invasion, it makes no sense because that Nick Fury is a completely different version of Nick Fury in this film. Totally
different.
Yeah, no, and I'm not giving Marvel excuses, but there was a lot of shuffling in the release schedule that the Marvels was supposed to be out before Secret Invasion, but there's a lot of shuffling that just kind of writer strike, obviously pandemic. There's a lot of stuff. Again, not making excuses for them, but there were some things that kind of got messed up with some of the reshuffling, and this is one of them. Yeah, her character is crazy. It's crazy.
Okay, you saw what I did there, Harper. You saw what I did there.
Bars off.
I'm sorry. Now the Marvels was filmed. Like the Marvels was filmed before. That's how I know they just dumped this movie. Because the Marvels was filmed before they even started shooting Black Panther. Like they've been waiting like 3+ years to release this movie.
Yeah, so for a bit,
so I just don't understand. Like I don't get it. Like, and they definitely could have threw Ant-Man away because, honey, what was that? But I will say, no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was gonna say, I think the thing, and I know we'll talk about this a little bit later as far as like the state of Marvel, but I think we're all excited about X-Men and Fantastic Four. The more and more we move on with these phases, I'm getting more nervous about them handling those characters because right now it seems like they have too many characters that they don't know what to do with. And when we get to the X-Men, that's a whole 2-3 phases of character development, stories, different things of that nature. So I'm kind of nervous at this point when we get more and more of these characters because we're seeing less and less of the development. So it is becoming a bit of a scary prospect for me that we're not going to get the fully fleshed out characters that we're hoping to get in the coming years. So I don't know. You're going to have to either sideline some characters, delete some characters. It's getting a little bit overwhelming with the that's why, I'm a big DC fan. And it was always like, I'm like, why haven't we gotten Green Lanterns? Why haven't we gotten a full league, Justice League? Sometimes when you have too much, you don't know what to do with it. And I think Marvel now having all the Fox acquisitions, they're like, damn, we haven't seen Carol in a couple of years. Let's go ahead and throw her in a movie and throw in Miss Marvel and Monica at the same time. Oh, we haven't seen Doctor Strange in 3 years. Let's go ahead and introduce America Chavez. Let's throw Wanda in the mix. Like, it's just becoming like we need to pair people up because there's too many characters to have, like we talked about, solo movies, because they just don't have time.
Then stop doing them damn Disney Plus shows and you'll have time.
In a crazy way, that's probably why they started to do Disney Plus. Like, we don't have time to make a movie about them. Let's give them a show. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the
they're
that's
not
like
even developing them.
Double-edged sword. Yeah.
We don't like, who are the Avengers? That's what I would like to know. Who are the Avengers? Because I don't know who the Avengers are, nor do I care about any of the Avengers. So that's like, y'all try to talk about Secret Wars and Kang Dynasty. Like, baby, we don't even know who they are. Who are they? Because we don't know.
Right now, after this film, we know more about like the Young Avengers squad, which they already announced. There's 3 characters that's already established in that group there. But like you just mentioned, we don't know who the actual Avengers are. I thought by the end of this, Carol was going to probably do a recruitment of her own. Like, let me go ahead and get that Shang-Chi. Let's go ahead and get the Hulk. Let's go ahead and hit Thor up. But yeah, there's no Avengers right now. And it's pretty crazy.
Why do I care about Young Justice then?
What's that?
Why do I care about like the young
Avengers?
Why do I care about them then? I don't care about them kids.
Because they're cool and hip.
I'm excited for Young
Avengers. West Coast
Avengers. But I'm also like, I loved Miss Marvel because it was like, it felt like a YA version of, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And so I think it could be a great opportunity to bring, kids in that are like now going to have more people to grow up with versus some of these already established people. So I'm excited for Young Marvels, but also it's like, what are they going to do with it? Because there's so many, I don't know, like even like Wanda's kids, what happened to them? Like they could have, should have been in there, and I don't know what's happening now, but also I think if you watch Miss Marvel, you'll feel more invested in her, because I did like her a lot. It's just, they continued her story here.
I like her. Okay, don't get me wrong. I want a serious Marvel movie. Like, I'm not here for the kitty, like the kids.
I like the kitty.
I don't.
See, this is perfect. This is literally, I'm in the middle. I'm like on the Sharon. I like my serious stuff, but also I like kind of the more.
Okay with the kids. Yeah. But like, we can't be worried about these damn kids if we don't even know what is going on with the adults. Like, it's just not the time. Like, I do think that I think it's a really great idea that Marvel should split. All these movies don't need to be for kids, okay? I want death. I want foul language. Like, I want gore. Like, I want these things. And I don't want them having to worry about, it's gotta be PG-13 or something.
I mean, I like those too, but I've really enjoyed like the goofy, weird, like Miss Marvel, She-Hulk. Like, I know people didn't really like She-Hulk, but I thought it was great. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I like, where they're literally taking the weird things that they did in the comic books and putting them on screen. And I feel like a lot of times people are like, oh, well, it's not like the comics anymore. I'm like, that's exactly the comics. That's the comics. It's the weird, goofy things that you're like, what? My favorite comic book like miniseries of all time is Astonishing Spider-Man and Wolverine, where Spider-Man and Wolverine team up and they're trapped in a reality show by MODOK. Like, how weird is that? Like, that's so random, but like, that's the kind of stuff that I enjoy.
No, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I just think they got to get their house not in order to be doing
this. Not in order.
We're not there yet. I think honestly, I think the time for them to have done something like that was after WandaVision. Actually, I think that's when they should have like initiated that whole thing and hinted towards it, and then come out with Miss Marvels, drop the Marvels, and then and maybe Thor would have been better received because of that.
Because we were in that. And that goes back to my whole thing of like, and this, by the way, you guys are 2 examples of kind of the divide right now amongst fandoms. Like, some people want to lean more into like the lightheartedness, the jokiness, and then, we want our Blades, Echoes that are PG or rated R and MA. So I think Marvel's they have that tug and pull. It's like, okay, do we get serious with, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever? We get the whole, stuff with the Guardians, or do we have some fun with Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, and obviously the Marvel? So it's kind of like a balancing act right now. Very much so, like when you go into a comic book store, do you you grab the whole rack and go walk out of no, you pick and choose what mood you're in, what kind of tone you want to get into. So right now they're like, well, what do people want? So it's I don't envy them. I'm not saying that they're perfect, but I don't envy Marvel right now trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together. Do we want serious? Do we want goofy? Do we want a mixture of the two? It's a tough thing, man, to hit all the notes.
Here's my thing, which Shawanda, this is hilarious, but go back to what worked, because they weren't trying to do all of this the first 3 phases. Like
it got messy.
Type of like quirky kid type, and then maybe Thor Ragnarok, but like
at that point we were what 9 years into the MCU, because everything else was a little bit more seriously toned and
So I'm just like, I mean, I guess for me it's clear Marvel does not have they don't have a plan, they don't have a vision, they just trying to make money. And them trying to make money is hurting their movies, because the Marvels is not, and I hate that it had to been this movie. I'm happy. I'm happy that people are starting to be critical of Marvel, because I think they need that. They need to understand that, like, you don't have the holdover that you used to. Like, we're not
slow down a little bit. I think that would help a lot. There's just too much coming out that, like, how can we all keep up with all that? Like, it's just too much.
Look, I don't want to point the finger at one person, but I will say Bob Chapek was the Thanos of Marvel for a couple years there, with the whole pushing Disney Plus. Kevin Feige announced Secret Wars and Kang Dynasty was happening the same years. I do think the Bob Chapek effect was an effect that's not only going to hurt them for, obviously the last few years, but I think we're going to see the Chapek effect up into the next couple of years. So I will say there was a little bit too much demand from the CEO of Disney for a while that kind of put them on the, like you just mentioned, Chris, put us oversaturating the market. Was definitely something that Bob Chapek kind of, unfortunately put them on that path of just drowning us with content. So I will say he has some blame in that.
Okay, well, let's talk about the good of the movie. Okay?
Let's talk about it. Yeah.
I did feel like I did like the chemistry of the 3 together. It felt good not to watch a forced girl power moment, because, like, if you think back to, like, was that Infinity War? I was just like,
Endgame with the A-Force scene when they all was on the battlefield.
Well, they did one in Infinity War too, like when Wanda decided.
When Black Widow and they were in the trenches. Yeah.
So, like,
but it wasn't as overt. It wasn't like as like on the nose as it was in Endgame.
Yeah. So I did like, I was like, yeah, this makes sense for all of them to be together. I did think that they had great chemistry. I love, like, the secret Black woman moments of them doing double dutch, and she's talking about she's like, go. Like, I was like, yes, this is directed by a Black woman. But I did really love those moments of them together. And I thought they worked well together, even though I still don't think Carol has personality in her movies, but Cap didn't either. Captain America didn't either. But yeah, like, I did think they were all cute together. Yeah. And that's my good. And
what about the action? What about the swapping of powers, the visual aesthetic with that? I thought that was pretty clean.
When they got the choreography for that together, like, and I felt lie, like, Miss Marvel was kind of like stunning on them. I'm just saying. I know she can't fly or nothing like the rest of them, but she was stuck on them little slides and the kicks and then the arm. I was like, okay, you.
I will say, and Kristen, you can attest to this. In her show, I was still kind of like, and this is just like a nitpick with me in comic book movies in general and action movies in general. When heroes or protagonists, when they are able to, like, do things that they weren't able to do in certain points, like, she was very skilled. Like, when you didn't even have time to train and really flesh out your powers yet, because in chronology, like in the timeline, this is literally like coming off of Ms. Marvel, so she didn't have like months of time to master and hone in her skills. So I was like, hey. I mean, it was cool, but I'm like, I always like when my superheroes have that moment of, like, a little training moment, which I liked that we saw that in the movie, them training together and kind of working together. Yeah.
Yeah, she was really getting it.
Yeah. I like the 3 of them together. Miss Marvel was my favorite. And I thought it was funny. Like I liked when my dad went to go see the movie yesterday, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I know why you like the movie, because of the musical scene." And I was like, "That was so fun though." And like they land on this like weird planet that's all singing, and what, Captain Marvel's the princess of this town, like of this planet.
Her
And
outfit was dope.
I love the transformation to her like gown. That was cool. And then when when Monica turned to Kamala and is like, "This is gonna go in your fan fiction," isn't it? Like, but that was actually in the comic books. Like, that's so cool. Like, to bring something weird like that to life that you wouldn't expect. And that was something that like surprised me watching that scene. You know, like I wasn't expecting something weird like that. And yeah, the fighting, they were awesome together. I thought I loved watching them, like you guys said, like practicing and you know, figuring out how to work off of each other. And I really loved the Flurkin scene, because in my head I was thinking, they're not gonna, how are they gonna get rid of all these people? They're not gonna put them in the Flurkins, right? And then they did it, and I was like, that's ridiculous. You know, like I loved that they went to these places where you were like, that's kind of crazy, but like it's funny. I loved seeing Kamala's family in there. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Blue Beetle, where you know you kind of get that family aspect of this like new hero, and get to see how like ingrained they are with their family, but also kind of learning how to get out there and fight and everything. So I really enjoyed all of those scenes.
I thought it was cute.
Yeah, I could have went without him, but
I
yeah.
rolled my eyes singing. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I would say the singing. I was like, oh,
I
this
thought
isn't
it
for
was
me.
funny.
I'm a dog guy, so the Flurkins, I'm like,
Yeah,
it was
I mean,
funny.
I just thought the Flurkins, it was
ran
funny,
too
but
long.
it was just because it was random.
Yeah.
You know, like those are the things that like surprised me, that I was like, what the heck is happening? In this
Yeah, I
movie?
was just like, once again, I love me a good musical, okay? But I felt like at times, I don't know, we gonna stick on the good. We're gonna stick on the good, okay?
Yeah.
The dress was dressing, it was nice.
Yeah, I love the dress.
Their effects were fantastic, but once again, they didn't have a third act, so I don't know if I could judge that like the same, because there was no third act battle scene with dark lighting where you couldn't see anything.
Yeah, they were just on a ship fighting hand to hand. Yeah, that was a little bit kind of anticlimactic. But going back to the good, I think we talked about Kamala, but I also like the inclusion of her family, because I think it just really just adds in that the heart of that character, which I really enjoy. And even though sticking to the good, even though Monica's story, she kind of felt like she was the third wheel in some points, I do like that Monica was the smartest person in the room, every room she was in. Like, she came up with everything. She found out the theory of their powers, how they were entangled. She came up with, the reality is bleeding ours. So I love that Monica was just like on level 10 with intelligence, which is so dope for her. And I love how Tiana Paris also had that kind of mama bear swagger to her. And she was just like, oh, all right, Kamala. Every time she went to I really enjoyed Monica. Again, I feel like she was the third wheel, but she was the smartest person in the room. And I really like the swag she brought to the film as well.
I have another opinion. I have another opinion on that, but I'll save that for my issues with it.
Okay.
But I'm trying to think I did like how the different planets looked. I did think like the world building of showing like these different planets and stuff. I thought it looked pretty cool. I wish we got to spend more time like with them, as much, but it was kind of like you had a lot to try to cover and get to. But I did think that was cool. Also, to Lashana Lynch, like, she just does it for me. Like, it's just her. It's the big dick energy that she has about her. Like, when you look at her, it's just like bend me over now, because like that's the energy that she has. Like, I know, like, you understand what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah. So I mean, question: should she have, as the film actually kind of hints at, should she have been the Captain Marvel to begin with? They put that line in the film. It should have been you. Shouldn't have, I mean, we've seen her now. We've seen her 2 times in 2 different universes. That's Captain Marvel, well, binary at the end, and then Captain Marvel and Doctor Strange. So I don't know. Should Lashana Lynch had been our Carol Danvers, and Brie Larson had been the Marie in this case?
Definitely. Okay. Like she understands.
Crazy.
And
High School Musical.
she just gets it. Like it's the look of her. When I was watching Woman King, I was like, she should have been Captain Marvel. Like what?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
what y'all thinking?
She was a beast in that. She was a beast in the 007. She's that chick. I agree.
I didn't know any other way to explain it. So like I'm sorry. That's just the only way that I knew how to explain it to y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, like and but y'all can continue with the things that you liked. Cause like I liked it. Like everything you guys are saying, like I totally agree with it.
Yeah.
But it's just
I think we all feel the same way about the things we like and don't like, but then from our own experiences we take away like, did that overall mean I liked the movie or did I not like the movie, because like I think we all have like the same issues with it as well when we get into them, or similar issues.
Yeah, like I like the movie. I just think that my Marvel fatigue outweighs my like for the Marvels. Like it just wasn't enough to make me care about Marvel still. And I think that's why I feel like it's unfair to the movie, because the timing of when this was released just wasn't right, because we tired and we hear it. Like
I think that's why this movie isn't necessarily performing as well, because people are tired. I wasn't excited to go see this, but I saw it anyway because we're critics, so we go see it. Yeah. And then I was surprised and I was excited that I enjoyed it, whereas I haven't liked most of the other movies that have come out in the last few years from Marvel. So like I think I liked this one and Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and that's kind of it as of like the recent Marvel movies. So to me, I was like, okay, but like it's our jobs to go watch it. So like I think if I wasn't going to watch it as a critic, like I probably would have waited, like many people might be, because you're unsure, what's going on with this timeline, what's going on with, there's so much stuff, am I even excited about this? But then I was pleasantly surprised. So
I think people will watch it on Disney Plus, and I think they'll be like, "Oh, that was actually good." Like, why was y'all lying, saying that it wasn't good?
Yeah, I think that you're right. Yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah, no, for me personally, my MCU kind of excitement parameter or like radars have just been kind of like lower down, as far as like excitement level for me. So I kind of went in, and also Nia DaCosta last year, when she kind of described it as being kind of wacky, goofy, silly, just a fun time. That's what that's what I'm going into. Again, I'm not expecting this to be Winter Soldier, Civil War, Black Panther levels of like deep, thought-provoking cinema in a sense, but like it landed on just a fun time at the theater. And I think, like I said, the nuance of just a movie being okay has been lost the last few years. If it's not a masterpiece, then it's trash. But like a movie can be right in the middle and just be perfectly fine being a completely made film with, good characters that you enjoy. Sure, they could have been developed more, but you just have fun with them. And it's okay to be just okay. Again, I know we're 33 films in and you expect everything to be top notch and be ironed out. But sometimes, perfection isn't easy.
I think part of like, as much as I love being a Rotten Tomatoes critic, it's like everybody now has this mindset of it's good or it's bad. Like there's no in between, because you can't give it an in between on there. It's either fresh or rotten. When I feel like there's a lot of in between movies, and it's like, how do you talk about that? And like I said at the beginning of this, if you like this movie, everyone hates you, and if you hated this movie, everyone hates you. So like you can't win. Like I don't know what people want. Like everyone has different opinions, right? So I think it's just, we can all agree to disagree.
I do think it's very unfair. This will make less than Thor 4, because Thor 4
significantly less.
And this is what gets me into, this is my issue with the fan the bros who are saying they hate this movie. It's terrible. The people who are so excited to be like, the Marvels is one of the lowest ranked MCU.
People just want to say that.
Yeesh, can I get my review out, ho? Like, dang. Like, can I have time to gather my thoughts and post it? Like, y'all.
You have like 12 hours from when you watched it to get your thoughts up, or else everyone says it's bad. And you're like, All
It's
right.
just crazy to me. So I just feel like the people who are sitting up here saying that it's so terrible, the worst film ever. Like, what did y'all say about Thor 4? What did y'all say about Doctor Strange? Like, what were y'all saying about Quantumania?
Oh
Because
my
I
gosh,
saw so many people. Y'all some liars, okay? I saw so many people lying, just lying out of their mouths, saying how good Quantumania was.
Quantumania was not
And I
good.
was like, honey, just give me a percentage of your paycheck. Because, like, the way that you sit up here talking about Quantumania, it was good when it wasn't. My man got beat up by some damn ants. Like, stop playing.
Yeah,
Beat
that's
up
pretty
by some
embarrassing.
ants.
But
That was
a question I
just
have for both of
just
you and everyone in the chat too. So Captain Marvel came out in 2019, and I think it's next to Black Panther is like the highest grossing solo non-sequel movie in the MCU with like 1 point something billion. So I guess like my question is where are those fans now in regards to not just like response to the film, but like box office wise? Is it a matter of like Captain Marvel? Again, I know the big argument is it came out after Endgame or before Endgame and in between Infinity War. And there's an argument to be had there, but I think that's like a lot of that excitement is like the first couple weekends of a movie. You don't make 1 point something billion just from an excitement from another film that's coming out in a year or a year after that. So like, I'm just curious, like, do you guys think the lack of the box office results are like because the Marvel fatigue, superhero fatigue, people didn't care, the strike, the actors weren't able to produce it? Like, I'm just curious where you guys think that why it was so unsuccessful. 47 million compared to its 180 4 years ago. It's a huge gap. That's a huge difference in the finance. So what do you I think was the result of like this, quite frankly, disappointing box office?
I've been trying to tell y'all, but y'all want to stay asleep. It's Disney Plus. It didn't exist then. Now all you got to do is just wait 45, 60 days for something to just come on streaming. Like, I don't need it's Disney Plus. It's the fact that Marvel doesn't believe in their movies long enough to not freaking spoil every little moment of the movie. Why is Valkyrie in a trailer?
Why was she in the trailer last? That to me was baffling.
Like, why do we do that? So it's like you got the studio spoiling a movie. I knew about Kelsey Grammer, and I don't even be on social like that. So somebody spoiled that for me. It's like the studios are spoiling stuff. They're doing these test screens, which critics and fanboys are going to, that are spoiling it all over the internet. And it's just like, so you didn't spoil the movie for me. So what's the rush to go see it now? Like, also too, everybody wants to go see the first Captain Marvel. She ain't been in nothing since.
Right. Yeah.
What has she done since? But she beat Thanos' ass. And he still came back. And she popped up in the end credit scene. But that's not enough. Like, you still had other heroes interacting in everyone else's movies. So it's just like, you're not developing the characters for us to give a damn. We could just wait for it to come on Disney Plus. The last bit of your movies haven't been worth the time of day. And let's be honest, because of racism. Like, duh. Like, that's a part of it. If people really want to say that that's not a part of it, they're the ops, because they're lying. Like, that is a huge part of it. You have two women of color, like, co-leading with Brie, who people hate for her speaking up about diversity. So it's just like, there's so many. I can do
an uphill battle for them.
On what is going against these people in this movie. So it's just,
What about you, Krista?
I agree with you. I think it's the Disney Plus. I think it's the fact that people already didn't like Brie Larson because she spoke up about, being more inclusive in these rooms, which is so important.
And they still weren't inclusive because
they still weren't.
Who talked to Nia?
And then I think it's I think some of it is the fatigue of like, we haven't liked anything that's coming out. Now, we're gonna be pushing to go watch this movie with two people we don't know who they are because they were in the show. So if you didn't watch the shows, you don't know. It's not like as like, I don't know, like when Avengers came out, it was like an experience, That's the like big movie of the year. This is like this 50,000 shows and movies to watch to even get to this. I actually brought my intern with me to come watch the Marvels, and he had fun, but he had no idea what was happening because he didn't watch everything else leading up to it. So, you know, I think things like that are going to deter people too, because you have to do so much homework. You're going to say you don't have to, but like you do. Like if you didn't know what was happening for these last, like Captain America, WandaVision, Captain Marvel, WandaVision, and Miss Marvel, you don't know what's happening. Like you're just for the first time meeting these people and have no idea what their powers are, how they came into this.
Yeah.
And like you said, people aren't a fan of Brie Larson, which I think is, you know, disappointing to be able to have like these young women come together to be in this awesome movie, and then they don't have a chance at this point, you know.
I mean, not to bring this up, but I mean, to your point of Brie Larson, who I'm a fan of, great actress. Does Marvel pivot with her moving forward? As far as like, not recast or anything, but less of Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel and have Miss Marvel and Monica. Yeah.
I don't know, because look at all these other like men in superhero movies that have had way bigger controversies and issues that they're not recasting them. They're not doing anything with that. They're just moving forward. And is this going to be one of those things in a couple of years where people are going to look back and be like, oh man, just like how we treated Anne Hathaway and Jennifer Lawrence, why were we being mean to Brie Larson? Like she's done nothing but like stand up for like being more inclusive in the entertainment industry. You know?
I also think that Carol don't got no personality.
I was going to bring up.
She walks around like this, like, look at my muscles, look at my fist balled up. She ain't got no damn personality whatsoever. Like, girl, give me sexy. Give me like I want her to bend me over. Like how Lashana is giving me big energy. Carol, give me something. Like, show me you're the most powerful person in the universe.
Yeah.
Like she has no personality, nothing.
Yeah, for me, it's not just Captain Marvel, but I think it's another character, Doctor Strange. Had 2 films in. I feel like he's the least interesting character in all of his movies.
I agree.
And I feel the same thing is going on with Captain Marvel. And it's not like necessarily because she is a very powerful character, as is Doctor Strange, but they don't have any personality like Sharon is getting at. Like
he's not supposed to. He's an asshole. Like that's what he's supposed to.
Yeah, but he can add a little. Like for y'all at home, I'm not a Doctor Strange fan at all.
Yeah.
I do not like his character. Like he's literally in both of his movies, the least interesting character in both of his films.
Like,
I am not a Doctor Strange fan at all. But I think Captain Marvel kind of suffers from that, where they just like they're powerful. People are just going to be on, like give us some range and personality and some fun. And again, I will give Brie Larson some credit. There was a lot more personality in this film, lightheartedness, vulnerability, badassness. Like she had a lot more to do as far as like giving us more ranges of her. But I still feel as though she's not on the same level as like getting excited for her. Like obviously everyone loves, Iron Man and what his personality brought to the MCU, a Black Widow, stuff of that nature. So I don't know. I feel like that's what I was asking about, like Brie Larson of it all. Do you have like something where next time we see her, she's going to be like part of an ensemble? Like we're not going to see another solo outing for Captain Marvel. She's going to be along with Monica and Spider-Man and
ensemble. If you think about the first one, that's why they brought Nick Fury. Like she's always been in some type of ensemble. They're really following the same thing that they did with Cap, which makes sense. Cap has some best movies. I hated the first Avenger. Y'all know I hated the first Avenger.
That's where we disagree. That is a fantastic movie. I love the first Avenger. You're killing me right now. Captain America 1 is great. You talk about character development.
Stop seeing young. It's a snooze fest.
Oh my goodness, this is another conversation for another day. Captain America is great.
That's
Captain
fine.
America
but you know what?
Yes, as you were saying,
it was a snooze fest. So they said, you know what? Let's bring brainwash Bucky up in here. Let's get Natasha up in here. Like they brought everybody and their baby mama. Like he's never been the main character of his movie since the first one. So it's just like, I mean, that's what they're doing with her, but at least like even Cap had to start loosening up. You know what I mean? Like even he had to loosen up a little bit. So like they need to figure out what to do with Carol. Now Chris had made a thing like, she's stoic and cold. Like my mama's stoic and cold, but like my mama's still gonna crack a joke. Like she's still funny when she want to be. Amanda Waller is stoic, but she'll murder you in a heartbeat if that's what she needs to do. Like
Um,
We don't know who Carol is. I don't know
right.
who she is.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's again, that's why her and Doctor Strange to me, like they have no, like there's no family involved. There's no, obviously he had his romance with Christine, but yeah, like I don't know. This Carol, we saw she had a dad, and I think she had a brother that we saw the flashbacks in. Like, yeah, where I know she like adopted this family with Monica and Marie, but yeah, there's not a lot more to her than her being a pilot, how she got her powers, and that's about it. Like I thought this film was going to really dive into a little bit more of like what she was doing these past 20 years, which they hinted at as far as like she took down a supreme intelligence and she's just been kind of bouncing around different planets, helping them out. But yeah, other than that, like it would have been cool if she, what if she would have had a kid with Homeboy on that planet or something, or some, family she was trying to build to keep it under the hush. I don't know. Yeah, Captain Marvel was just, it's not that
I
interesting.
want to know why Harper think where they giving Carol character development. How did Carol develop herself in this movie?
Theater nap. Y'all tripping on the naps.
I was on a date in the first Avenger. He fell next to me.
Y'all tripping, man.
Sleep. Okay.
So much good stuff. It's about don't even get me started on my Captain America soapbox. But yes, character development. No, I thought she had a little bit of development in this.
Where?
I mean, number one, she had to be a team player, right? She was kind of thrown into the situation where the powers were switching. And she had to kind of learn how to play with others. She had to learn the power sets and all that different stuff versus the first time we saw her. Well, not first time, but when we saw her in Endgame, she's like, all right, guys, good to meet you. I'm about to go kill Thanos. I'll be right back. It's like, no, this time around, she had like, let's come up with a plan. Let's work together. We're taking down, what was her name? Don, I don't even remember the villain. I don't know if we touched on her enough. Darben. Oh my gosh. That was pretty bad villain. But no, I think there was a little bit of stuff going on with, she had to confront the vulnerability side of like, I am sorry for leaving you on Earth, not visiting you when your mom died. And the moments she apologized.
They talked for like 60 seconds and it was done. It was like, hey, I know I abandoned you 20 years ago, but we cool. And she's like, sure.
No, they had the scene when they was on that deserty planet when she had to kill, when she left the scrolls there and she was just like talking to her there. They had their moment at the end when again she had when they were sharing each other's thoughts and their memories.
5 minutes out of an hour and 45-minute movie.
I mean, we already established there's not a lot of it, but it's there. It is present. It might not be a lot, but it's sprinkled in there. It's just not fully developed.
That's my biggest issue. You established the greatest arcs for all three heroes. It should have been Carol. You have been white womaning your way around this world, destroying planets.
What they call her? The Annihilator.
Like it's literally like Civil War 2.0. Like
pretty much, yeah.
You've been destroying planets, and you do these things. I think it's a great thing, especially with Kamala, because you have Carol who feels like she has to dedicate herself to bettering the world. But as a hero, even though you're trying to do good, you're doing a lot of bad. It's what the had to do. And I like that scene when she leaves these people to her deaths, even though she brought upon their death.
That was cold-blooded. We can't save them all.
Yeah, you just left these people. Yeah. And I think that would have been a really great thing, especially with Monica to help with Kamala. Don't worship your idols because your idols will always disappoint you. Is how Carol disappointed her leaving her 20 years ago. Like it's the fact that all she wants to do is help people, and it's this young regime meeting the old regime, and then her understanding that as a hero you have to make tough choices, right? And her also helping Carol realize like you can't keep doing things by yourself. Like, you have to change how you've been doing this. So it's just like at the end of the day, we started with those arcs that were right there.
Yeah, they were there. There's a good movie in there. There's a good.
You gonna leave 20 years and think I'm gonna give you in 5 minutes, girl? Why? What?
That's where I think again when we had to, what was the priorities? What were the things that were the most focused in this film? Getting them together, but again, they didn't really dive deeper into that pivotal point of them kind of almost making Carol the annihilator, the bad guy of a sense. Like, and that's where I think that there's a lot of kind of misshort, but the villain aspect of it all, there was something there with the villain. Like there is an interesting plot of her seeing her planet being taken down by this annihilator, and her perspective from what we saw. She's coming in, trying to stop Carol. She throws the building on her, and their sun's down, the water's gone. So there's something there. But again, unfortunately, we had to spend time singing and dancing on that planet. We had to have flirting, leading people. That's what I'm saying. We could have
added 30 more minutes and had
we could have cut that out and got really into the nitty gritty, if you ask me. But the whole theme was, let's have fun. Let's not get too deep. That's the thing about this film. This film is not deep.
Fun and learn a lesson.
They could have added another 30 minutes and had all that in there.
Yeah, they should have had the villain show Carol, like, she should have used the mind thing that they were all using to sync with each other, and she should have been like, look at the devastation that you caused.
Yeah.
Y'all, no, let's really talk about this, because we do have a problem with white women not being held accountable in the MCU.
Wanda out there
still
kidnapping folks.
Accountable. So
yeah,
you mean to tell me this is the part that really pissed me off, y'all? Because I really been holding my tongue. Really, but I've been holding my tongue on social about this.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me that Carol had these people, they ain't got no air to breathe, they ain't got no damn sunlight, they ain't got no damn water. This girl been coming up with this master plan as a villain to like steal all this stuff from other people. And you mean to tell me that Carol just be like, hey y'all, be right back real quick, and in 60 seconds she like healed the planet?
She gave him a son. She gave him a son. She gave him a light.
All she had to do was go fix it. She fixed it in like
this is why like 99% of the issues in the Marvel Cinematic Universe could probably be fixed if someone just sat down and talked to somebody else.
Talk to people, right? Yeah, but that's not, that's not. We gotta.
If she just said, "You messed up my planet," and she said, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Let me fix it." Psh, done.
I'm just like, literally could be like, hey girl, like I know you was trying to kill these people, but you kind of messed up our planet. Can you come like
can you help? Can you fix the light bulb, please? Can you put a new light switch up there, please? Yeah.
And then Monica's like, yeah, why don't you like do it? And she's like, I've never done that before.
I've never done that.
Try it. We've all done things we've never done before.
Listen, man, this ain't the film to put the thinking caps on. We're just there to have fun, y'all.
I'm tired. They going to hell. Let me tell you the other part that they going to hell on. Okay, this, honey. So you mean to tell me, after all of the think pieces, the tweets about WandaVision, and Wanda and Monica literally being held captive by this white woman, okay? And she got beat up by this woman, and then risked her life to save her raggedy ass fake children. And you mean to tell me that y'all gonna make her risk her life yet again for this white woman that left her, that abandoned her,
that hero moment was not just for Carol. She was saving the world. She was saving the world.
I don't give a damn. You should have let Carol needs some sacrificing, because she ain't sacrificing.
I will admit, I was going to actually ask y'all that if you think that it was Carol that should have been put another planet. And I was going to actually, I was going to ask y'all that.
And then she gonna give her house away. She just said, "Hey y'all,
she did give her.
Ain't coming back." I was like, "Have her house." I was
like, just gave him.
I thought Miss Marvel, like her whole thing is being in Jersey City. So like, what's the deal?
My head canon said was they're just temporarily living there because their house was destroyed. So I'm thinking when they're rehabbing their house, they're gonna just temporarily live there. But the mom said to the brother, she was like, "Can we have kids here?" So maybe they are gonna live there in Louisiana. They're gonna cross.
How's she gonna go to school?
What y'all mean?
She's an Avenger, Chris. She ain't going to school ever again. She is a full-time Avenger.
Avenger University.
Teaching these kids how to do intel.
This girl, we don't know if she dead, alive. You just like
Carol did kind of drop. She was like, she'll come back. She'll be back.
But you giving her house away. So how you think she gonna feel when she come back and you didn't gave her house away? You got this
buried her
up in here. You got they raggedy.
Thank you for paying the mortgage while I was gone.
You mowed the lawn. Thank you.
You mowed the lawn. You paid the mortgage.
Listen, I do feel like Carol should have been the one that's trapped in another planet. That would have everyone bringing up the Rogue versus Carol. That could have sparked that. But I think Monica. I will say I love that she. We don't have any. Yeah.
I feel like what they did made sense, because now you have Monica someone who's the equivalent of her mom.
Yeah.
Like, and you get to have that whole thing, because if you had put Rogue in there, like, we don't know who Rogue is in this world. Like, it would be like, here's like a random person. Like, I mean, it would be cool, but I like that there was like, oh wait, now it's like, well, what if in this other world the equivalent of Captain Marvel is binary, and it's really Monica's mom, and now you get to have her back, and it added a little bit more depth, I thought, than just a random X-Men.
She been through too much. My girl, she got scooped up in the blip.
She got blipped when her mom was on her deathbed.
Her mama died. Okay, she came back from.
Now she gets more time with her.
Yeah, but didn't know. Then her raggedy ass auntie, who promised her mama that she was gonna be there for her daughter after she died, he still didn't care.
That's why the Monica Rambeau come up story is going to be the greatest story in the MCU. When we see her again, she's going to be powered up. She's going to have all the life lessons from her Elseworld mom, and she ain't going to be having it. When we see Monica Rambeau again, she's going to be like John Rambo and just laying out. She's going to be taking everyone out. So we're going to see it come up. We're going to the same come up that Peter Parker had, because I wasn't the biggest Spider-Man, Iron Man, Spider-Iron fan, but by the time we saw Peter Parker at the end of No Way Home, he's a grown-ass man doing things on his own. That's what's going to happen with Monica. She's going to come back from this planet and wreck and shop.
I mean, she already showed how powerful she is, right? Like the villain died just going up towards the
she might be more powerful than Carol.
So yeah, maybe she's like super powerful.
But who's gonna care when we don't like? Here is my problem with Monica in this film. She didn't have no personality either. If we're gonna keep it a buck, like at moments I felt like it was Tiana playing Tiana and not Tiana becoming Monica. Because I think that moment for me where it said it all is when I saw Lashana. There's like she transformed.
Oh, she was in the bed. She was crying.
No. I'm saying like even when she was just like in the end credit scene, I just felt like there's a confidence about her. There's just like she gives superhero. And I think because we don't know who Monica is outside of she's like, this is her mom. Yeah. I just don't, it almost, and I think that's why sometimes people feel like these characters haven't earned the right to be the most powerful because we don't even know who they are as people. And I think that's like the part that I'm not sold on Monica. I was more sold on her in WandaVision than I was in this movie, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, because in reality, and I think Kristen said it earlier, if you didn't watch WandaVision, Miss Marvel, this is your first introduction to Monica. So when you see her, you're like, whoa, she got these light pods. She's super cool. But yeah, there's really like, they didn't do a good enough job to make a first impression. Like they're obviously going into this like, oh, you've seen WandaVision, you know, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, unfortunately, if this is your first time seeing Monica, she just kind of seems just kind of, you know, she's there.
How do you feel about Trinity's question? Thank you for the super chat.
Monica need to close.
I think it was just done to set up the next scene. That's what I think.
It should have been Carol. Carol,
did she need to be inside?
She did not need to go. She did too much. Yeah, that's one of those instances when the story, like the plot over Trump's logic. Like, I don't know why she had to go on the other side to pull it closed. And even if she pulled it closed, just come right back in.
Yeah, just go in.
She didn't even have to do that. Freaking Miss Marvel had the Bengals to just bangle. She could have probably closed it with the power of the Bengals. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all making excuses for this. There's no excuse for it. First of all, Carol, you the oldest one out of all of them. So your ass, you didn't live enough life. Take your ass over there to the other side. Go to the upper room for them. That's what you should have been doing. You, once again, letting other people suffer and pay the consequences for dumb stuff that you be doing. So like, it's like, girl, be like the adult of the room. You older than everybody out here. Okay. So like, what are we doing? You've been around.
I still like the moment though, because it is like she saved the world. I love that for her. And also Monica, she saved all
she's gonna have to come back again, right? In some way.
She's gonna have to, because she's gonna cause, like, according to the TVA and Loki, she can cause an incursion when you're not in your proper timeline, in your proper universe. So she's gonna have to come back eventually. So
wait, but does that mean that they could just grab her? or they're gonna have to open up the whole world again. Because then there was like, then what? You really?
Well, I mean, technically, we
the
have
next war forever.
America Chavez has the powers to She can hop between multiverses. So America Chavez could just make a hole, find
wherever.
her, and bring her in without tearing up a hole in space. So
All right, so we're gonna have to call
we got to call. That's
America.
Sharon. Both of y'all said they just need to get on the phone with each other.
So
Yeah.
They could have just
They need to
called
talk.
Doctor Strange to, yeah. I mean, but that's a comic book thing. Like you could have called this character to do that character. We could have got, this
why
character to
y'all
do that.
Because again, I'm just gonna continue to state the obvious is going above
Yeah.
everybody's head. Why is Monica the person that always has to be trapped somewhere? Why can't my girl just get a vacation? She was already blipped. She was tortured by Wanda for no damn reason that didn't have nothing to do with her. Okay. And now she got to go into another dimension and deal with the trauma of seeing
her mom is not her mom.
Her mama that ain't her mama. Like, do you?
That's why I'm saying that come up story is going to be epic. Okay, they're giving her the Spider-Man treatment because Peter Parker normally has some pretty shitty days as himself.
That's
so
true.
we're gonna get a
Peter
come up.
Parker.
I'm just saying she's getting that Spider-Man treatment, and I think she's gonna have a great come up story.
And
I think she's gonna come back.
For Mama again. What a come up!
And
bring the Mama with her.
When is Madam Web? When's that?
Next year?
Is it next year?
Yes, I think it comes out before Craven, so I think it's the summer of next year. I'm about to double check.
Because that's even more new heroes. Like there's so many people.
Well, that's the Sony stuff, so I don't concern myself with whatever Sony's
but
doing.
Doesn't it connect still with Spider-Man?
No, I mean
knows at this point. Yeah, I would say
Sony's
just doing whatever. They're just throwing stuff on the wall and seeing what sticks.
There's so many superhero things.
Yeah,
I'm getting confused.
Yeah, I mean, those are my main issues. I think that the villain. I mean, we talked about the villain. It's not her fault. It's the right.
No, it's the right. They failed her. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like. But can I have a Rogue cast? You know who I really think should play Rogue? Like if we have Black Rogue, I really think it should be Nicole Bahari.
Nicole Bahari. Is that she was just in morning show, right?
Yeah.
Nicole Bahari. She's talented. Yeah, she is extremely talented.
Like she could be a really great Rogue. I'm just saying.
I think so.
I feel like Keke Palmer's gonna throw her hat in the ring after that Halloween costume.
After that Halloween.
I know we love Keke. I love Keke too, but
no. No. Do y'all like Jodie Comer? Not Jodie Comer. Jodie Smith Turner. Is that her name?
Oh, yeah.
Y'all fans of her?
But I just want Nicole Bahari because I know she would give. And then the accent, I just feel like
yeah.
And then is Rogue and Gambit are together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
That's what I want.
That's
what I would actually want. I still want your TD to be Storm.
Mm.
Who?
Your TD from American Gods.
Yeah. I know you're talking about.
Yeah. And I just don't want no kids. I don't see not one kid playing these characters. They don't have.
Oh, they're going young. That's why I think I think she's a perfect age for
late 20s. These kids ain't got the range. They don't have the talent. They don't have personality. They are giving a paper bag. Okay. None of these kids have the talent to do what the original X-Men did when they did the live action. They just can't. We did it before. You remember Dark Phoenix? You remember all of that? You remember how terrible it was? Because these kids ain't got the talent. They don't have the range.
I tell you what, I can't think of her. Daphne, I think it's her first name, from Logan. She was a star in Logan as a young actress, the young girl that played X-24. Yeah. She was great to me.
I liked her.
Yeah,
but she's kids, kid, sure. But these little teeny bopper, honey, they can't even be a heartthrob in my book. Okay, they're not even giving sex appeal. They can't give sex appeal. They can't give talent. They're giving nothing. And I'm sorry, we just be honest about this. Kids, the children are not our future right now when it comes to acting. I'm sorry. Truth. I know it's terrible, and I know people don't want to say it, but it's just they're not.
No,
The
I
teams
agree.
they're
I agree.
choosing, they're not giving, they're not doing what needs to be done. Now,
Yeah.
when you had my boy from Animorphs and you had what is her Anna Paquin, they were giving. They
Mhm.
were giving. But these new kids, they're not. I'm sorry.
Well,
They're not.
speaking of kids, I think we touched on it a little bit earlier, but that little stinger at the end with Kamala recruiting Haley Steinfeld, Kate Bishop, and like I said, Marvel said the other day that Cassie, because she's just going to look for Ant-Man's daughter. So, Sharana, what do you think about those kids? Again, I know we talked about the Young Avengers not being that excited for them, but
I mean, they're fine. I just
yeah,
don't care. I mean, they're fine. Like,
I'm
I think
excited.
it's good that they're spinning off into that, and I will be there
Yeah.
to support the kids. But we got to worry about the adults right now, okay? Like, that's do what y'all get them their little shows and stuff.
yeah,
They shouldn't do a movie until there's at least like 2 to 3
yeah,
seasons with
yeah.
at least what's her name? Katie. What's her name?
Who?
Bishop.
Kate Bishop. Kate
Yeah,
Bishop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for the Young Avengers.
Young
That's the thing
yeah.
I'm like the most excited to see because I'm a YA girly. So I think it'll be fun. And then also
Yeah.
getting to see them grow into all of that. Like, you know, getting to watch them, you know, hopefully be young people in the beginning and then getting to
Mhm.
see them grow up over the course of like the next few years as the characters.
Right.
So I'm excited for it. I did think it was weird that they added that Kate Bishop scene at the end. I feel like it felt like when I think from what I had heard, it was supposed to be the end, one of the end credits.
It was, yeah, it was supposed
They
to be. That
just
was the first one.
tacked it
Yeah.
on. I think they should have just kept it as the end credit scene
Stuff
because
it.
then I felt like,
Yeah.
whoa, what a weird ending. But like shocking, but also like kind of it. I just didn't think it made sense to end there. But I'm excited for it. I can't wait to see it. Like I'd love to see them like team up with Peter Parker, team up with, you know, if they ever bring back the Wanda's kids, or doesn't Hulk have a kid, right? And I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of random like young.
Yeah, we got Kid Loki, we got Eli Bradley from Falcon and Winter Soldier. There's America Chavez from
America
Doctor
Chavez.
Strange. So
There's a lot of people.
some
I think
youngins running around.
I'm sorry,
like to
I fell
see it. I
asleep
think that would
thinking
be.
about all the people y'all were announcing.
Huh?
I said I fell asleep thinking about all the
You
characters.
trip. I would love to
I'm
see
excited for it.
Kamala, Kate Bishop,
Oh, and what
Yelena,
about young Black Panther?
T'Challa Jr. Toussaint. Yeah. I mean, he too young. That's too young. They're gonna be babysitting him at that age. So yeah, they're gonna have to age him up. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm curious, because I know like right now the rumor is that Kang Dynasty is supposed to do very much Infinity War, where the Avengers lose and then we come back, in the second half and Secret Wars to win. So could the Avengers and Kang Dynasty be the Young Avengers being defeated? And then we get the big boys, the grown-ups, to come and save the day. And
That'd be
Secret
interesting.
Wars.
You know what else I want to see? I want to see Avengers versus X-Men, like the AVX comics.
Oh, yeah, but that's like 2020. That's like 2040 till we get that at the speed that all the Marvel stuff.
Oh yeah, the speed. But that means just the fact that they're starting to introduce X-Men in there.
Yeah.
You know,
you have to introduce X-Men. Like when you get X-Men, you get the real Civil War. When Wolverine starts Civil War, I mean, why are we doing all this other stuff? Then doesn't Wolverine kill the X-Men?
I mean, there's a lot of different comics up.
Yeah.
One of the versions, he definitely kills them. Thank you for the super chat, Steven. Thank you. Only can be me. These young Fantastic Four characters are breaking me too. I need men and women. Yes. Like, I don't know maybe they're not eating their Wheaties, but I feel like the kids now, they look like kids. Like the adults look like children still. So like, I don't know what's happening, but I don't know. I just it's not giving y'all. I'm sorry.
No.
I don't know. I'm excited for it because I want to see different people coming in now. Like I know we've received too much, but like in general, like I'd like to see like I feel like I would enjoy watching like younger heroes coming in, like Marvel and growing into the roles.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like, and maybe that's what they can do with the Disney Plus shows. Maybe it could just be the Young Avengers, and those are the shows that you have on Disney Plus.
Building them up, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm okay
with that. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
But I just feel like And it could be like the boys, like Gen V.
Oh, Gen V. Yeah,
Oh, I
that's a great.
love
That's a
how they're
great.
doing that. I
Yeah,
love
that's a
it
great
combining
comparison.
them.
Yeah,
That's a
so
great
it's just
comparison.
like it's just like I don't know. It's just I'm
Yeah.
sorry, y'all. I'm just
Damn, I forgot about Dominique Thorne with Ironheart. Ironheart's still out there, and I don't know when that show's ever coming out.
Mm.
they filmed it
They
already.
that's been, and they pushed it back to next year, which is troubling to me. But they have a show ready to go. They
I
pushed it
think
back.
they're just really
Maybe they
listening
need to
to just. I think they're like,
trying to take a
hey,
break.
Take a break. Yeah.
break.
Take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the only
We need
problem
it.
with taking a break is, are these shows still going to fit within the vision, this new vision that you're creating? Like, or are you just going to scrap all the shows and start
Who
over?
knows? Who knows? Vision Quest is on the shopping block. Wonder Man with Yaya is on the shopping block.
Vision Quest.
What was that?
Was Vision still alive?
Vision, yeah, he has. They never technically announced it, but they had hired writers from WandaVision to do it.
Well,
But
that's
now
because he was
that's
talking
in
about
limbo.
burning bodies and sleeping with their burnt corpse. So
Oh,
probably why
what's the dude's? What's his name?
Paul Bettany.
Paul Bettany. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
So that's probably why they had
yeah.
pause on that, because White Vision just roaming around in the
He's just
sky.
somewhere. He's chilling on the Celestial, sitting in the middle of the Indian Ocean.
That we
That's
still
where
have
they're all
not
hanging out.
addressed, bro. You got a whole Celestial just poking out from Earth. Like,
Listen, Sharonda, after the Jatari attacked, New York, after everyone was blipped, after all the stuff the MCU world has went through, people just like, oh, it's just another Tuesday. Well, Celestial, oh, who cares? My sister died yesterday and came back to life from a witch. So like at this point, the MCU humans are just like, who cares at this point? It's just another day to know.
Do you think? Do you think that with the X-Men, they'll just like, would they bring back, like, since they're bringing back Kelsey Grammer, would they bring back like Anna Paquin as Rogue? Like, would they? Like, how
I
are they?
think
I thought that's what they were gonna do.
Yeah,
they were gonna bring back OG X-Men and then I guess do something in the multiverse
yeah,
that then
to
we
introduce
get
the new
the real X-Men that is gonna be, which I'm okay with. Give me what I want. You could bring these little raggedy kids in after that. That's fine.
Yeah, I think Sharana hit it right on the head. I think up into Secret Wars, we already got Hugh Jackman back as Logan, and I think the rumor will be true when we see Deadpool 3. We're probably gonna see Halle Berry, Patrick Stewart. We're gonna see a lot of those OG X-Men in that movie, and then probably bleed some of them into Secret Wars. But by the end of it, like Sharana just said, I think we're gonna probably get introduced to the actual MCU X-Men after Secret Wars. So I think they're gonna play that card that Spider-Man No Way Home, bring back Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, make everyone happy again, and then introduce the new X-Men.
Steven says, can I ask a Marvel revisit? Should Marvel, why am I struggling? Should Marvel revisit Phoenix Saga never truly being done properly, never gotten good versus Dark Phoenix? Not saying right away, but down the line. I think they got to get the casting right. It depends on who they
know. There's so many things for them to tackle. They're bringing in heroes I've never even heard of for their own shows and movies and stuff. So, I mean,
well, for X-Men, I mean,
for X-Men,
yeah, do that.
You have to do it later.
Yeah, phase 12, do that.
Who is going to be? They have really key people to cast, and you have to get the casting right.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see who would play Jean Grey. I would be okay with Phoebe from Bridgerton playing her.
Oh,
that's a good. I never watched Bridgerton, but I saw Fair Play, and I thought she was phenomenal in that. So I would love that. That is yes to that, please, Sharonda, make it happen.
But like now, Wolverine, I don't know what they finna do. I don't know what they're gonna do with Wolverine.
Yeah. I
don't know.
Y'all on the Daniel Radcliffe?
Tyrion could work actually.
What I love, not rumor, but the speculation online has been Jeremy Allen White from The Bear as Logan. I would do that.
I don't get the appeal, y'all. Like, am I missing the appeal?
You don't think you watch The Bear?
But I've just been seeing him in interviews. I'll watch The Bear.
I think he's great. I think he is.
I'm not saying he's not good.
Awesome.
Yeah. Sex appeal thing for me, like.
Oh well, yeah. I'm just saying from an actor perspective, I think he would be a great Logan.
Yeah, I just feel like they have to get it right. Like, who will play Cyclops? You know who I know they probably gonna cast as Cyclops? The dude from that raggedy ass Conrad. Who played Conrad?
Oh no.
Conrad.
I bet they will.
Christopher Briney?
I bet they would.
What is that?
The guy from The Summer I Turned Pretty who's gonna be in Mean Girls.
I don't know. I ain't seen it.
I don't even if I've been seeing people talking about him in the Mean Girls trailer being like he should have been the guy in Heathers instead of the guy in Mean Girls.
He doesn't really give me sex appeal. Like, I'm sorry, he don't like these. They could never stand a chance against our team's heartthrobs of our day. Like, these kids could never. They will be demolished. Okay, like I just don't understand. But it's fine. It's whatever.
I
But
don't see him as Cyclops.
I'm okay with James. James Marsden is just. I can't believe Jean was trying to mess with raggedy ass Logan when she had that. But it's fine. It's fine. I don't know. I mean, they got to figure it all out. You got to get Storm right.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get Storm right. You got to get Logan right, Jean right.
Professor X, Magneto, the whole they got a whole cast. Like, that's
It's so much.
It's a lot. And I mean, from a lot of the reports is they've been offering people Fantastic Four roles. They're just like, oh, I'm good, maybe another time. So I think they can't even cast their Fantastic Four. It's gonna be I hope they had started their hunt for X-Men years ago, because this is gonna take a minute. It's a lot of people to cast.
I just don't want them to get stars. I want them to get like I think it would actually be better if they just casted unknowns. Like, I actually think it would be easier that way if they did unknown actors.
I mean, hell, that's what they did with Anna, when she was cast as Raw. I mean, she wasn't really doing anything prior to that.
I mean,
Hugh Jackman wasn't.
Nomination though, as a kid.
That's true. But I mean, even Hugh Jackman was kind of not Hugh Jackman in 2000. So I mean, they kind of.
I mean, the biggest person they had was Halle Berry.
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart.
Right. And we'll see.
I don't think Kiki has the range. I'm sorry, and I know this is terrible. She just doesn't have the range for me to be. I need to see her do some more things where she has more personality for me to be okay with that. The way people, if they want to make some money, they'll be tied. They'll be tied. So, I mean, do I think that James McAvoy could take up the mantle? I mean, yeah. I don't know if I was ever sold to him as as Xavier.
Professor X.
I don't know if I was sold to him, but
if you bring him back, please bring back Michael Fassbender. That's personally my favorite Magneto over Sir Ewan.
We got some, skeletons in the closet now too.
Michael Fassbender?
Yeah.
What I miss?
Abuse his fiance.
Alicia Vikander, his wife?
For her.
Oh.
He's engaged to somebody else.
You're gonna have to catch me up, because I thought he was too busy playing race car driving the last few years. I didn't know. Yeah.
It was. Yeah. That's my boo. I would be okay with Deborah being Storm. That's my boo thing.
Oh yeah. Is that was that the young lady from Them?
Yeah, and Riches. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
So, I mean, I just think that you need X-Men. You need X-Men. You need Fantastic Four. To be honest, that's why I'm like, I don't know why y'all doing anything else but trying to figure out who these people are going to be. Because that's really what you need to start working on. Like, honestly, we could take a break from the other Marvel characters and we can really just focus on the rest. That's just me.
See, I'm there. I'm just saying, I'm just nervous. The way they're mishandling all the pieces on the board right now just makes me nervous about X-Men. How they're gonna handle it. They can't even get, like I said, we don't have an Avengers team. We're now just building a young Avengers, and now we want X-Men in the mix. Like, we'll see.
You need X-Men in the mix. Like, you need them. You started this whole thing where you brought up mutants in WandaVision. When you called her a mutant, You've been referencing people. You brought Quicksilver back. Like, you've been referencing random people from that universe. You showing us Beast. You like, y'all started it, so finish it. It's that simple. Like, stop hitting towards stuff. If you're not doing nothing anytime soon, I don't want to hear about it. What you showing me Beast for? For what? What you mentioning Xavier for? For what?
Right.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I just make more movie stars. I don't want to have to be waiting for schedules to work out to get certain movies filmed. Just cast unknowns. Like, make new movie stars. That's how you'll save money. Y'all cheap anyway. Like, cast unknown people.
So, question: out of the next 5 projects, what are you most excited for between Deadpool 3, Fantastic Four, Cap 4, Blade, and what was the other one? There's another one in the mix. But as far as movies go, which one are you most excited for?
Are you gonna have projects that are actually going to be made, or are we just going to keep acting like Blade is going to get
Blade is never going to happen. I've been saying it for a while now, or at least Mahershala Ali's not going to be Blade because he's been sitting on the bench for 4 years waiting for them to get a director and a writer. And when they get a director and a writer, they just say, yeah, that sounds good. And then they shoot it. No, that doesn't sound good or look good. Fire. It's a mess with Blade. So, yeah. Thunderbolts. Thank you. Yeah, that was the other one. So between Deadpool 3, Thunderbolts, Blade, and Fantastic Four, that's kind of the next big projects from Marvel on the big screen.
Deadpool's probably the thing I'm most excited to see.
3.
Yeah.
What about you, Sharonda?
I'm not excited for nothing.
You excited for Deadpool 3?
I mean, that would be. Here's my thing.
Yeah.
Why am I getting excited when we're not going to get Hugh Jackman anymore? You know what I mean? It's like.
Oh, he's staying on. Like I said, I think he's gonna be in Secret Wars. I think he's gonna be in Kane Dynasty, Secret Wars. He's been waiting for the longest to be in the MCU. He's gonna stick around for a little bit, for a couple films. I don't think it's a one and done for him.
Cameos, or is he gonna be in the movie?
I think he's gonna be in the movie. I'm
not excited for nothing no more. I do think Deadpool will be good. I think that's the best bet that we have at a good Marvel movie. So, like, you know, I'm not worried about Deadpool. But, like, there's nothing I'm excited for anymore. And I think that's just more so there's no vision. There's no clear vision. So it's kind of like we're just watching movies to watch movies and not that they actually tie into what Marvel is doing for the next 2 phases. And I think that's where we're all at. Like, Deadpool is the last movie that's going to make money. And then after that, it's a wrap. Pack it up. Unless they come up with some good casting info for Fantastic Four and X-Men, just like, it was a great run, but it's time for the ship to sink now. Like, it's being honest. There's nothing worth my time that I can't just wait to watch on Disney Plus. Like, be for real.
I saw Stephen Turner commented about. I was saying Deadpool 3.
Deadpool 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Same.
But I was saying Stephen Turner commented about. Did you see the stories about Fox lying to Halle Berry with a fake script? Thoughts? I was actually at that panel for Comic-Con when Matthew Vaughn was talking about it. And he was saying, so I was like in the front row, and he was saying he quit X-Men Last Stand because the executives wanted to give Halle Berry a script to get her to sign on, where there was going to be a scene of Storm making a rainstorm to help an African town dealing with a drought. And then they were just going to cut the scene after she agreed to be in it so that they could, like, get what they wanted and not have to do what she asked. So then he decided that he didn't like that, so he quit the movie. So I thought that was interesting. Matthew Vaughn has stories, man.
Yeah.
Stories.
Studios are disrespectful, bruh. So these studios are disrespectful.
Yeah. When I heard that, I wasn't too surprised. I'm like, that sounds like a Hollywood thing to do. Yeah. Especially, So, but that's one of many wild things in Hollywood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, I do hope more people go see the Marvels. I do also too. We didn't see, like, if you think about Captain Marvel, even Black Panther, they were doing the, like, you know, getting paid, people donating money for young girls to be able to have the money to go see it. Like, you know, schools taking everyone together. I do feel like they
It's
could have
expensive.
probably did more outreach with the like surrounding schools because it's such a cute kids movie. Oh, and
Mhm.
also too, I know people have been mentioning this. The terrible black girl magic moment. That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Why would Nick Fury say black girl magic to get Monica to fly? It just randomly made me think of that. I'm sorry, but
You think Sam said that, or that was like actually in the script? You think he improv that?
I think they told him to say that. I
Say
mean,
it,
he
yeah,
could have said it. It was dumb. They should have took it out. But
yeah.
why would Nick say something like that? That don't even make sense.
Well, wait. If you ever see Secret Invasion, there's some crazy stuff said in that show as well. So it didn't surprise. Actually, I wasn't surprised. Now I think about it, he probably got that from Rhodey.
Well, you know, people
Well, fake Rhodey.
yeah, they think that he's a scroll because he's
Yeah.
real magic. But how did you feel about him being allowed to curse in this
When did
movie?
he curse?
He
He cursed
cursed.
in the beginning when he was on when they first started switching and he was talking to Tiana, then they like kept popping in and out. He
What did he say?
he said the S word.
I'm so used to Sam.
that-
It's probably just
That's
secondhand.
why I was
to me.
like, it made sense because it's like, I mean, he always cursing, but then I was
Yeah,
like, I don't think he ever cursed like that in no Marvel film.
yeah. Well, what did he say? He said something to Spider-Man. He said, "Bitch, you been to space or something." Didn't he say that in No Way or Far From Home?
I
Didn't he
guess
say that?
I just know he said the S word, and I ain't never heard nobody say the S word.
In Marvel? Yeah, they say that. That's their only word they can say. And then plus, I mean, Guardians just said the F word in the most recent one.
Yeah, they said the
But I've
F
heard
word.
the S word a lot.
but
I've heard the S word a lot in Marvel.
Sam ain't cursed like that. And he said, "Y'all know what the S word is. Y'all not finna be having me up
S
here.
word.
What
Shoot.
other S word is it?"
Shucks.
So yeah, like, but I'm saying like not the S word. That's fine. I'll go look this up. Y'all get on my nerves.
I've heard the S word quite a few
He
times.
did curse. Y'all just used to
Captain
say
America cursed. Yeah, I would say actually, yeah, Captain America cursed.
right, but that was a whole big deal because he's always like language. So then for him to curse, that was you see how that had meaning that he cursed.
They've
And
been cursing.
we weren't just doing it to be doing it. Like
They've been
Maybe
cursing
this
since the
whole
first Iron
time he's
Man.
just been a scroll. Maybe that's
Well,
why he's doing things that seem unlike
again,
himself.
if you watch Kristen's Secret Invasion, you'll find out who's been a scroll this whole time, which is ridiculous.
All right, I'm gonna Google it.
what low key makes sense to me though.
Loki. Oh, the person that was a scroll that was revealed.
In Secret War, in Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion, yeah.
Yeah, that low key made sense to me. He was doing some like very like unblack things. So I'm just saying.
It takes so many great moments away from that character, from that reveal. Secret Invasion is the bottom of the bottom for me.
Is the bottom of the bottom?
For shows, it's the worst show to me.
Man, come on, man. Why?
Secret Invasion?
Why you
Secret
lying?
Invasion is the worst MCU show
Why are
today.
you lying?
What's worse than Secret Invasion?
There's so many other shows that's worse than that.
No,
Like,
I'm talking about within the
all-
confines of Marvel. I'm not talking about shows in general. I'm talking about MCU Disney Plus shows.
yeah, most of the Disney Plus shows are trash.
What is a show that's worse than Secret Invasion?
So you like Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
I would watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier 10 days in a row, no sleep, before I would ever put on Secret Invasion again. Is this for real? I know you haven't seen it, Chris. Some people in the chat help me. Is Secret Invasion not the worst piece of show?
It wasn't that bad. What was so bad?
Sharonda.
What was so bad about Secret Invasion?
I don't know, the whole show from Talos to Gaia to the villain to that show was boo boo.
Y'all gonna say that was the worst Disney Plus show?
That is the worst show
What do you
because,
think
and the
was
reason
wrong
I give it the worst is
with
because it had the most potential. I'll give you this: the first 2 episodes were really good, and that is the worst fall off of a show I've seen from Disney Plus. That is the worst show.
I will say the stakes were high, and then I stopped watching after a while. But I mainly stopped.
Thank you. You just made my point.
But
You just made my point.
I stopped
I didn't
watching.
even finish it.
I stopped watching most Disney Plus shows. So for people, I just feel like if y'all gonna say like the bottom of the bottom, because let's be honest, nothing has topped. Nothing is really top WandaVision, to be quite honest. And WandaVision not even good the second half.
Loki. Best. Loki season 1. And when you see season 2.
What
Not
And when
happened?
you see season
one,
two,
not
What
Loki
and when you
season
see
one.
season two,
I'm so full of it.
and when you
What
see season two,
happened? Y'all can't nobody tell me what happened in season 1 that made Loki so good because nothing happened. Nothing
um,
happened.
we saw him,
We saw him what?
bad the villain of the Avengers, from 2012 become the hero by the end of season one. And especially I think the reason I feel so, I was already a Loki fan season one, but when you see season two, it is a complete
Okay,
arc
I'm gonna have
story that is
season 2,
fire.
but the way that y'all be saying season 1 of Loki is like so good when literally
It
nothing
is.
freaking happened. There's nothing that happened in season 1.
My
Nothing
favorite
happened.
shows are Miss Marvel and She-Hulk.
Ms. Marvel was fun. I didn't like the superhero villain stuff, but I love Kamala, her family, and her story, her
Can,
coming of age story.
can somebody in the chat tell me what happened in Loki season 1 that made it so good? Can y'all tell me what happened? Tell me
Well,
what was the
before
plot?
we even touch on the story, the production, the audio, the visuals, the soundtrack, the score. But then when you get to the story, we're dealing with the multiverse and time and free will and predetermination. And, it's a
What
very
do you know about the multiverse? Nothing.
that there's a guy by the name of He Who Remains who's been manipulated and given and been
Okay.
making the storyline from the MCU since the very beginning.
Okay, and he got beat up by ants. So once again,
No. He didn't get beat up by ants. He was chilling in the Sentinel. We talking about Kane the Conqueror that got beat up by ants. That's a different Kane.
in Loki season 1.
A lot happened.
Absolutely nothing
A
happened.
lot.
I'm gonna cry.
We had a great buddy cop story with Mobius and Loki.
We talked about time branches breaking off and the multiverse is gonna implode. Ain't nothing happened. There's
Loki
nothing
is
happened.
the best written. And if we're talking about WandaVision, which I really loved, depends on the day, WandaVision. But Sharwana, that and Kristen, that finale on WandaVision, y'all gonna stand up for that? That
Well, I
crazy
think WandaVision
clash
was
in the
good
fights in
because
the
it
air.
was the setup to everything. We'd never seen them do what they were doing in WandaVision on Disney Plus yet before. But I think the issue with WandaVision is that everyone was hyped up by theories that went nowhere because
that was them
that
theories.
was the big struggle. Like,
Mephisto.
it was fun watching it with everyone each week, but by the end, you looked back and you were like, these theories were not, this was not what the show was about. We just all made up these crazy theories.
I ain't gonna lie, that was a fun time though. Even though the theories did
fun.
get out of hand, that was
Yeah.
such a fun time when we were just
was
all
fun.
at home, nowhere to go, making up the craziest stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh, did y'all see that fly on the wall? Was that Mephisto?
Yeah, and
Ooh.
it's like Mephisto will
Peter
never
Eden.
be in this world.
The second half of WandaVision was trash, but WandaVision was the only show that actually
Yeah.
had people talking, coming up with theories. Like
Theories that went too far because it wasn't connected to any. Like, I think that was what was disappointing. If some of these theories actually like were real, and led to something, it would have been even crazier.
But nothing leads to
Kinda
any. But y'all telling me that, but y'all gonna defend Loki where nothing happened for 5
Oh,
years.
I didn't defend nothing.
What are we?
I didn't watch Loki.
Me and you gonna have to have a watch along with Loki.
Nothing happened.
Yes, what are we talking about? Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
The stakes of the MCU have never been higher.
How? Because we still don't know nothing about the multiverse. We don't know nothing. We don't know
do.
nothing.
That show literally gave us the multiverse in a form of animated portion when Miss Minutes gave us the whole rundown. What is a variant? What's the timeline? What are branching? Why are we pruning timelines? The Void, Goliath. There was you tripping, Sharon. That show was fire, and it had the most development of any of the shows. What did WandaVision give us? What did WandaVision give us besides a woman's grief?
So you mean
a character's grief?
That we learned something about the multiverse. So tell me about the multiverse. Tell me about the multiverse.
Variants, timelines, time travel. If you step upon your wrong path, you can cause an incursion, which is the whole point of the multiverse. Correct. Is the Secret Wars. Incursions are created by Loki.
So what incursions have we seen since Loki?
Well, we technically haven't seen an incursion yet. They're building up to what an incursion can actually
still building. We still building.
Yes. But Loki said this is how important Loki is. That was the first time we saw the main big bad in the MCU in phase 4 and 5, which is Kang in the variants. Loki is the foundation.
He wasn't even in the scary form. He was just a little
Wait till you see. Well, first I thought the way he was just so nonchalant, chilling with an apple, and like the stakes of the world is literally behind him. He was just so chill about it. Wait till you see him, and well, I don't want to say nothing else. I don't want to say nothing else.
In 2 years since Loki came out,
Mm-hmm.
we don't know what the hell this implosion, the time branch, the multiverse. We don't know nothing more than what they introduced in Loki, and I was still confused in Loki.
Someone said it. Yes, incursions. Incursions were actually introduced in multiverse, but the idea of the foundation of the multiverse established this from Loki. What was that?
I was agreeing with you.
Oh no, I'm going back. No. Yeah, no, because they talked about the multiversal war, and the multiversal war was caused by incursions. So yes, Loki did establish incursions. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
But it's been 2 years. We ain't got no further than where we were.
That's Marvel fault. That's a Marvel issue that we haven't gotten anywhere.
I'm just like, y'all talk about how Loki season 1 is so good. It's just so good.
It is.
When I tell tell me what happened, and then they don't know what.
I just told you.
No, you just said they told us about the multiverse, and
they told us they established the multiverse, and there is a Wizard of Oz, someone behind the curtain that's been controlling it the whole time, and it was He Who Remains.
I'll say though, like Random J just brought up, I think every Marvel show has not been following up on things the way that they should be.
I would agree with that.
So there we go.
That's fine. Why do you explain it?
I think
it's just we just throwing stuff at the wall, hoping it stick. Like,
well, and to be fair, and I can see where my thing is, I think we have also as an audience again. It took us from 2008 to 2019 to get to the Infinity Saga was 11 years. Where has our patience went? We waited 11 years to see Thanos.
Because
we wait to see how the multiverse builds.
I don't know if it's about the patience, though. I think it's that things have been messy, so that you're I think it's been too messy. There's too much, and it doesn't feel planned out and structured like the rest of what we've seen has been. It feels like there's too much, and it's not going anywhere. And like, it doesn't have to go anywhere fast, but you need to be developing the stories and characters still. Okay.
I'll give you that. But to be fair, we are dealing with, this is why I love time travel. That's why Interstellar, and I love multiversal stuff. But what comes with that is confusion and chaos. And I think that kind of almost in a kind of weird way plays into the multiverse. It is going to be crazy. We're going to be spending time with She-Hulk, but also catching up to Daredevil, going to Moon Knight, and going to Captain Marvel. I think there's a little bit of chaos that needs to be in the ingredients because we are dealing with, okay, this world, that world, this world. So I think it kind of plays into that, even though it's wacky. That's why I think time travel and multiverse can be a little bit, hard to handle. But I think that's part of the craziness of it all, is that it's supposed to be chaotic. We're supposed to be like
there's a difference
all over the place,
chaotic and not having the plan.
Yeah.
Where's the plan?
Elliot, how much you get paid? Because the way that you making these excuses for Marvel,
I'm just talking about Loki. I'll ride or die for Loki. That's my jam. I stand for Loki.
I forgot about the difference between people talk about patience, but the difference between the first 3 phases is, first of all, we had better villains. Because honestly, I forgot about Thanos until when they had that end credit scene where he was like, "Fine, I'll do it myself." I was like, boy, I forgot all about you, because we had other villains that were more time pressing than me remembering about Thanos purple behind. So it's just like, at the end of the day, because the movies were so good and because the stories were captivating enough for us to not even be thinking about what they're going to be doing miles down the line, I think the reason why people are saying, like, where are we going, is because, like, we got Fury looking like he on death's door to Fury who is saying black girl magic. Like, we going from Carol who was giving me like stud haircut to now she back to like this random Carol with no personality. Like, we going in and out of Carol. It's just like, that's when you kind of like, but wait, what are we doing? Because, like, honey, y'all mentioned the multiverse, and then we didn't talk about it no more. But then we called Multiverse of Madness. But then they was like, "Psych, we just wanted to play with fan theories. Nothing came out of that either." It's just like, what are we doing? Like, what like we confused. We don't know now because of the multiverse and because we have all these variants. Now we don't even know, like, well, are they the real person? Like, is that the real variant that we're gonna see, or is it gonna be somebody else? Like, do I get attached to this person, or are they just gonna switch to another planet and be like, oh, that's not so and so, that's really this person in this version of Earth? Like, it's too much. It's too much that's happening. Like, pick a struggle and stick with that struggle. The first 3 phases, they pick one struggle.
Well, look, to be fair, the first 3 phases, there was no way that Marvel could have ever predicted a pandemic. There was no way the Marvel would have unfortunately knew that one of their lead star, who was going to be leading the Avengers at one point, Black Panther, and Chadwick Boseman passing away. Their big bad villain right now is having court trial. Like, there is so many things that have caused hiccups.
Because it's clear that Kevin never believed in Black Panther. The fact that a whole Marvel, Captain Marvel 2 was filmed before Black Panther lets you know they never gave a damn about Black Panther.
Well, yeah, we
don't have a Dora Milaje show still. Yes, they announced
apparently they're not going to even do it. Yeah, that show is still in limbo.
But after how many years? Like, the problem is the characters that the people care about, he don't care about. Like, he doesn't. And it's just like, I can't let them get away with it was a pandemic, because it was a pandemic for everybody. And
that's
you
true.
still made
But at the same time, the Marvel, there's no one else's Marvel. Like, we know how integral their stories and plots are all connected. So when you throw in a pandemic that's gonna spaghetti everything out of the way.
But they still are coming out with the movies just later, right? Like, have they like changed any movies like super drastically? Because I just feel like the movies haven't been good lately. Like, I didn't think Black Widow was good. I didn't like Eternals. I didn't like the second Black Panther. Like, I didn't like Ant-Man. Like, I haven't liked any of them, even though like, you know, they've all been coming out still, you know, they're all still telling whatever story they're trying to tell, but I just don't think it's been successful. Like, I felt like the last, like, phase 4 and phase 5 movies so far, I think have been really lackluster, especially compared to everything we've gotten to see previously. At least that's what I think.
I think, Sharonda, you said it almost 2 hours ago. The Disney Plus shows have somewhat tainted, well, not somewhat, it has tainted the brand, because I think about going back to phase 1, 2008 to 2012. That was 5 movies in a span of 4 years. We've gotten phase 4 and 5 has like 20 something projects in a span of 2.5 years. There's too much saturation going on in the market, and it's too much of, as Kristen just alluded to, too much mediocre to just find movies. Because even, again, I love me the phase 1, 2, 3, 4. There wasn't always hits after hits after hit. Like, we came from like Iron Man 2, Incredible Hulk, Thor Dark World. There wasn't always a consistency within the phases. We were just like, okay, even though we had a bad movie, here's Winter Soldier, here's Black Panther.
Even if they weren't, like, I feel like in the first 3 phases, if a movie wasn't phenomenal, it was still like pretty good.
Right.
Like,
we were in the honeymoon stages there. We were like, that's okay, Marvel. Go ahead and make it.
Even Ant-Man, like, it wasn't like phenomenal, but it was like solidly fine. And then I don't know, everything's been going downhill, I feel like, since. And there's been very few movies that I've really enjoyed in the last few years.
Yeah. I will say, going back to your Ant-Man comparison, that's what I miss about the MCU. Winter Soldier was a spy espionage film. Ant-Man was a heist kind of family film. You know, Black Panther, the cultural impact that it has. Like, they were playing in like genres, but now it's just like, what is Captain Marvel? Like, what's the genre that falls in? What does Quantumanium fall of, as far as like, what is the genre to try and tackle with that individual film? There's really like no guiding force of being like, again, a spy espionage family adventure, you know, Asgardian fights in space. Like, I don't know what the genres are, just kind of like not defined anymore.
This isn't true. Nate Moore was the one who actually had to beg for Black Panther to be introduced in Civil War. He had to go to the Russo brothers to have them go convince Kevin Feige to allow the character to be in the movie. Like, they haven't cared about, in my opinion, they've never cared about Black Panther until it made and still really didn't care when it made $1 billion.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to catch up on the comments, but
Yeah.
I just don't think that they've ever
Take the Black Panther franchise.
believed in this at all.
It just feels like we're in a kind of stage where it's like quantity over quality.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that the Disney Plus show should be its own thing, and it shouldn't tie into the movies.
That's
What Disney Plus show is actually tied into the movies?
Well, this right now, Captain Marvel to WandaVision to Miss Marvel to this in some capacities.
The WandaVision. I just saw with Doctor Strange.
Well, that
one soldier when you Cap 4
repeated something though, that they kind of repeated the storyline and like
they dropped the ball. They even said Sam Raimi and the writers didn't even watch WandaVision, or they were shooting. I don't remember. It's a disconnect for sure. But yeah, to your point, Sharon, not all the shows have lined up, but there's been again, Miss Marvel into this. Cap 4 was supposed to be out, but now it's pushed back. That's going to tie into it. She-Hulk apparently is going to be in Captain Marvel, so we'll see what comes of that. But Moon Knight, I don't know what Moon Knight's up to. That's like a separate world. What did I say? No, Captain America. I'm sorry, Captain America.
I'm excited for She-Hulk.
I'm not excited for Captain America, but
it's when you have to reshoot for 4 months. I think they said that they're going to do reshoots for that. Sounds to me like they're doing a whole new movie.
But they do photography all the time. They did reshoots
for 4 months.
They did reshoots for Endgame.
For 4 months?
They came back for a whole summer and did reshoots in Atlanta.
Not that long, sure. They're reshooting the whole Captain America film. Like that film was like almost. To me, it sounds like they're starting from scratch. Which is crazy.
They did reshoots for Quantumania, and that was still terrible.
Yeah, that was really bad.
So for September and October, they wrapped after 5. They filmed Infinity War and Endgame back together.
Yeah, listen, I'm fine with Endgame and Avengers films getting reshoots. Makes that stuff good. But I'm talking about a Captain America film getting 4 or 5 months of reshoots for a Captain America film.
They did 2 months for Endgame.
Yeah, but they're literally. I'm gonna look it up. Captain America is getting like literally principal photography type of lengths of reshoots, which, like I said, sounds like a whole new movie. Like I don't know if they're gonna not have Sam be the lead anymore.
I think they'll have Sam be the lead, but I just think
they're gonna have Bucky be involved.
Also too, a lot of sets were rushing, just try to film everything before the strike was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, reshoots happen in every single movie.
Right, for sure.
Yeah, they did reshoots for Quantumania. It was still trash. Okay, they happen. I just want us to. I feel like we only get into these narratives when it's POC led film sometimes, and we don't be doing all of this when it be other movies that get reshoots.
I'm just saying. This is where I'm coming from with Blade and now Captain America. It's like, why are we doing all this? Why can't we put the same energy, professionalism, getting the stories right, directors in place, having things on the same page? Why is it when it comes to Blade, Captain America, Black Panther, that it becomes an issue with certain things? I'm totally with you there. But yeah, I'm looking at it here. Winter, Captain America, Brave New World. Apparently 3 big scenes are being taken out. They're reshooting from January into May. That's pretty much the length of a whole entire film being shot. Right. That is huge. That's crazy.
I personally don't think the show was strong enough to go into a movie. Personally, I don't think they did enough in the show to make me accept Sam as our Captain America. So I don't know what they were going to do in the first place. I don't know. I just don't think that they have a clear path in general of what they want to do with any of these movies. So I just
But Loki was good though. Yeah, I think we can all agree on that.
are you
Loki
gonna
was
do that next
fire.
year? Okay. You know what? I'm gonna watch it on this plane, and we're gonna do a live and talk about it. Cause like, you know,
Yes, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And Chris, I'm gonna need you on that panel to help me out too, because it's gonna be fire.
Y'all
You
just
know
really
what I'm
be
saying?
acting this up. I
Loki
want.
is fire.
I saw Laundry say Benicio del Toro, but I want Antoine.
Benicio del Toro should literally be directing Blade.
I want Antoine Fuqua. It's the only thing that makes sense to me. What didn't I like about Falcon and the Winter Soldier? I thought it was a good exploration about why Sam was hesitant to take on a shield. I just felt like with the storylines, especially going into the first original Captain America, and all the studies that they did, like kind of referencing back to like the Tuskegee Airmen. I think when Sam went into this whole all lives matter portion of his rant, I don't think that with Sam's story, it makes sense of what it would really mean for a Black man to take on that mantle. And I think when they kind of turned him into this kind of what people would call like an Uncle Tom type of character, I think that kind of ruined what people thought that he was going to be. It didn't make sense.
Yeah.
For everything that his character has been through, for everything that his character has seen, even for the things that he went through in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I just didn't think that made sense for his character arc. Also, too, I have a really, really huge issue with how they basically like neutered Bucky. Like, it's like Bucky used to be a killing machine.
Where that Winter Soldier energy at, man? That dude,
he ain't had it. He hasn't had it. Bucky is like boring, and I'm like, and when you look at the flashbacks, when they were showing the flashbacks of Bucky when he was like, basically an assassin.
When he killed that dude's son. Yeah.
You don't just lose that because you're not brainwashed anymore. Your body has muscle memory, so it's just like Bucky is like worthless at this point. And then Sam is like trying to do this respectability politics thing over there. It's just dumb. Both of it is dumb. And that's why I had an issue. And you let the Dora Milaje show you up in your own TV show. Like, it don't even make sense. Like, how you let people that don't even have superpowers like beat your ass? How does that work? So those are the top 3 reasons right there why I had issues with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So yes. Because it ain't the Winter Soldier. It's Bucky. They should have just said Falcon and Bucky. That's what the whole show should have just Falcon and Bucky. You didn't do nothing to make me care about Sam. And I'm looking at Bucky like, get your balls back. Because like, what is this? Like, what's happening? So yeah. So those are my thoughts on that. So, and then I just felt like they hyped it up like, oh, it's gonna be so black. It's gonna be blackity black, black, black. And it's just like, it wasn't though. It was giving boring. It was giving, are we really gonna care about another Captain America movie? But like I said, Captain America has always been the most boring character in their own story. So like, I mean, hey, it could be good. Like, it's fine. Like, Captain America has never been the star of his own movies ever. Yeah. Well, the first one, and we saw how that worked out. But yeah.
It was great. Yeah, it was a great movie.
It was snooze fest, like getting sleepy thinking about it. Okay.
Great character work.
I'm like, I gotta separate you too.
The best romance in the MCU with
the lack of romance, the like
Save the Last Dance. Yeah, The Last Dance. That's poetic. It's beautiful. It's heartbreaking.
Okay, I guess, honey. I guess, but yes, I'm gonna stop on my little rants because I just gotta simmer down before it's time to go to bed. But any final thoughts? I feel like we talked about a lot. We kind of like ventured out of the Marvel.
This was fun. This was fun. No, I love it.
You guys are hilarious. I'm having a great time.
Hey kids, calm down. Like, you can like Loki, you cannot like Loki. It's okay.
Okay, we can agree to disagree.
and we can agree to disagree and not disrespect each other like we've seen online the
Never.
last few days. Yeah, that's the thing that's
Yeah.
just sad about online culture. It's just like people can't
Yeah.
just
Has it been
disagree and be like, I
crazy?
respect it. Yeah. What's that?
Has it been like that crazy? Because I kind of been offline.
It has been.
It
It's
has.
been
Yeah.
very crazy. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's literally if you like the movie, we hate you. If you
You're an
hate the movie, we
idiot.
hate you. Like
You're
it's
chill. Marvel's paying you.
yeah. I wish someone was
It's
giving me
not
money.
bad.
I wish
It's
someone was
not
paying me
even
money.
bad. I just hope that Marvel realizes like people are fed up. Like, and so y'all
Oh,
got to
not my bookshelf.
Oh, not you breaking your bookshelf.
Breaking my bookshelf. Thank you for the book shout out. Ooh, okay. I got my Hulk.
Team Power Rangers. Hey, low key, that Power Ranger. I'm pissed about the Power Rangers movie. How people made it seem like it was so terrible. I'm mad at how y'all did King Arthur. It said King Arthur was terrible, and I never got my franchise with Charlie Hunnam. Like disrespect.
Oh, Guy Ritchie's King Arthur.
Here you go. See, I can't even trust you no more.
Oh man.
Now I'm a hater. Agree to disagree on Loki. Never. I just want y'all. If you want to be sleep, be sleep. Okay. If you want to be woke, you can come over to my side. But if you want to be sleep with Elliot, be sleep with Elliot. Oh my goodness. Okay, Ashley. Thank you. I can't believe y'all. Oh.
King Arthur.
Okay, that was Arthur Part 3. You know what? Y'all are just terrible. Y'all just terrible. It's fine. I'm gonna be on the right side of history one day, so it's okay.
I'm gonna be the Switzerland over here.
I'm gonna watch season 2 of Loki. And you know, Elliot, I think you should come back and I think we should have a discussion.
I'm down.
Loki.
I'm down. When you let me know, yo, that writing, that acting, that arc where Loki ends. Oof.
But we were arguing about season 2. We were arguing about season 1, which I did see.
Yeah.
But I'll watch season 2 and we can have a discussion. I'm gonna watch it on my flight. Because how many is it? Just 5 episodes again?
6.
Oh, it's 6. Okay, they're like 45 minutes because we'll never get a full hour. So
finale was almost an hour.
Wow, look at that. I'm gonna watch on my flight to LA. So I can't wait. I'm gonna text you the whole time through. I'm gonna give you live like texting updates the whole time I'm watching this on the plane.
I'm here for it.
This is always fun, and I always love our conversations, and I love that we have so many different opinions. Like it's always great when that happens. Like I like that we represent the 3 different fan groups of Marvel and what they're trying to do, what we're looking for. I think people should have more open and honest conversations about this. And I hope that going forward, maybe I think that's the thing. Like, I think people are so that's why I kind of don't like reaction tweets. I don't reaction tweet to movies because I think we live in a culture where you have to react so quickly. I got to react and get followers and get the likes and the retweets. And to be honest, my opinion of the Marvels changed multiple times from when I saw it earlier this week to today. I think it was yesterday when I had the like revelation that it's not that the movie's bad. It's just the movie is just fine and it's fun, but it just came out at the wrong time. It's the timing of the release on why the reactions are this way. But I just wish that people would take time to actually think and digest what they saw. Because I think you have to I feel like part of that is we had in our minds what we wanted to see, but then we saw something different and just have a reaction to that, but we don't take time to then judge the movie for the movie that we saw. Thank you, Talia. Talia's like, wrap it up, B.
Thank you.
Where we can find you. Now that Talia told me to get off my soapbox. We find you, Kristen.
Hi, I'm Kristen. You can find me at Kaymaldo pretty much everywhere. That's KAYMALDO as Tyla posted. As time
The Brady Bunch going.
and you can also I have a YouTube channel. I'm on Twitter and everywhere. And you can also check out my website, popcultureplanet.net, where we cover the world of entertainment while also shedding light on representation and inclusion.
At least I got it right for the end, Kristen. I'm sorry.
Woo! Thank you for having us, Sharonda.
No problem. Elliot, tell us what.
No, listen, well, y'all can find out what I thought about low key being fired. You can check me out on YouTube. But no, I forgive me. Shout out to Kristen and Sharonda giving us some great content on a daily basis. I love Sharonda's lives, how much fun she has. Kristen always giving us the new pop culture things, new YA shows to watch, new, shows that she loves from the books that she reads. So great shout out to these two great content creators and great people. And I'm just happy to be on the panel. And I will definitely come back for talking about low-key Sharonda. I'm ready for it. But thank you for having me on, y'all.
I'm also going to eventually become a movie reviewer again. I'm going to film before I leave. I swear to you, I know y'all don't believe me. I don't even believe me, okay? But I'm going to do my Marvels review. I have that. That'll come out sometime tomorrow. And we're just going to go with like one movie a day. I feel like, that would be the best way to do this. So I got Rustin interview, and I got a Rustin movie review, Marvels movie review, Hunger Games, Napoleon.
Yes.
I don't think I can. I'm not seeing anything else. I think Thanksgiving and Wish conflict with me.
Yeah, me too.
Wednesday. So
yeah, me too.
What did you guys decide to go see?
I'm seeing Wish and I'm seeing Hunger Games next week.
What are you seeing, Elliot?
Horror's my jam, so I gotta do Thanksgiving for that double.
I want to see Thanksgiving. I need to find out about a screening.
Even though I'm not a big Eli Roth fan, I always gotta go with the horror.
I'm seeing Dashing Through the Snow too.
And I think I'm seeing The Color Purple, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna see The Color Purple, but I'm gonna make it happen. I was supposed to see it, but now I have to fly to LA because the strikes are over. Thank goodness. But now I'm gonna be traveling a lot more, so I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm gonna figure it out because I wanted to see Poor Things actually, and now I'm not gonna be able to see that. So, Wish is a Disney animated film with Ariana DeBose and Chris Pine. I don't know what it's about because I don't watch trailers.
I think it's like the first. It's like that wishing star that everybody wishes upon in Disney movies. It's like the origins or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Not girl, bye. Y'all so disrespectful to me. Ugh.
I gotta go to sleep too. I feel these people.
Okay, I'm trying to get a slim waist too. We're gonna do drinks, but I'm gonna be out of town. But yeah, thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Sharonda.
Thank you
for sticking it out. I didn't realize we've been doing this for 2 hours, but just when I have so much fun.
Yeah, when you're having fun, time flies by. Just like it does with Loki. Time, multiverse.
All right.
Look, I hope that everybody has the most amazing week yet. I am sending safe travels to those of you who are about to start traveling to be with your family for Thanksgiving. I just hope you have a great week. I really hope that you take time to be nice to somebody, to wash your hands, wash your ass, do something good for yourself too, because self-care is important. But I will chat with y'all soon. I'll do a live with Elliot while I'm in LA so we could talk about Loki season 2. And just have an amazing night. And I love you guys 3000. And until the next time, bye.